Now, if there was something I was truly worried about for The Conjuring 2 was that we were going to get another scene like how in the first Conjuring, there was a jump scare, and what caused the jump scare was scary as hell. And I screamed like a little girl, so I was like, oh my god, please, don't let there be a scene like that in The Conjuring 2. Rest assured, there was a scene like that, and I did scream like a little girl. I was like this, please don't, no, why are you turning around slowly? No, don't look, don't look. Okay, there was nothing there. The Conjuring 2. So The Conjuring 2 is obviously the sequel to the first Conjuring, and this film takes place 6 years after the first film, and it's about the Enfield case that happened in 1977 in London. Now, I really, really liked the first Conjuring. It was a great horror film, and besides a horror film, it was a pretty good movie as well. But I was worried about The Conjuring 2 because I was like, okay, a horror film sequel. Those, most of the time, do not work at all because they're like, the first one did pretty good. Just try to copy what the first one did and try to play to this one and see how it goes. And the film kind of does that, but it works. Because I really enjoyed the hell out of The Conjuring 2. Before I get into some of the negative stuff, let's talk about the positive stuff. For one, the performances were really good. Patrick Wilson and Vera Farmiga are always great. They did a great job in the first film. And the chemistry with each other has gotten better with this film. And I really like Vera Farmiga's performance in this film especially. Because Patrick Wilson's always good. But there were times, these scenes where Vera Farmiga was in, where it was really emotional, like, man, she's really killing it. And the little girl in this film was really good too, because let's face it, child actors, they're not good, like, most of the time, pretty much all the time. She did a really good job in being scared. The thing that I always look for when it comes to horror films is to see if child actors can actually look like they're scared. And this girl, she genuinely looked scared. And plus, because of the cinematography, is able to have these slow moving shots that like increases the creepy atmosphere that James Wan's trying to go for. And the soundtrack is amazing. He's able to build tension really well. The other characters that are introduced in the film, you actually like them, you actually care for them. Because the most important thing is that this family's going through a lot. You have to care for them. And the film does a good job of making you care for them. There's this one scene where it's out of focus. Like, you know, the creature's out of focus. And it's a really creepy, scary scene. And you're focused on Patrick Wilson's character. You know, the camera's focused on him. By the end of it, when the scene was done, I was like, man, I was creeped out. And it was out of focus. It was such a great and well done scene. Now, for some of the things I did not like, for one, the film kind of has the same formula as the first film. Like, you know, there are some beats that are repeated from the first film. They're like, okay, like the first film, this was going to happen. Okay, now this is going to happen. Okay, I'm not a fan of jump scares, so while there were some that worked well, there were some like, that was just a loud noise. Like a hand came out, it's like, okay. And I do feel there were some scenes that were dragged out. There was this one scene I was like, man, this thing's going on a little too long. It could have been cut down. But other than those complaints that I have with the film, overall, The Conjuring 2 is a great horror film. On its own, it's a really good movie. I'm going to give The Conjuring 2 a B+. It's one of those rare instances where the horror sequel actually works, and it could be better than the first one. So guys, those are my review for The Conjuring 2. What did you guys think of the film? Did you guys like it, or you guys didn't like it? Please let me know in the comments below. Thank you guys for taking the time out of your day to watch my video. And as always, ladies and gentlemen, have a